welcome back to Blood and Bones, done in 60 days. And we're over here at the tree farm that I set up a couple of days ago. And I've had another idea for what I want it to do. At the minute I've turned all the power off and it's just growing trees, not doing anything. And last episode I pointed out that we got a little hole down here. And I've just been digging around a little bit to see where I can take all of these pipes and cables and stuff. One of the things that I want to change around is the fact that we have very little in the way of charcoal. And I've been looking at charcoal over here, and charcoal is only really made by compressing sawdust. And compressed sawdust is only made by getting sawdust. Yeah. And that is only made by using a sawmill to make the wood into planks. Right? But I want to automate all that. Now the reason I want to automate all that is the uses of charcoal. For one, I need to collect fumes, charcoal thing. Yeah, that's nothing really that special. But we can also make graphite bars. We can also make use it as fuel, and we can also use it in an induction smelter to make steel. Now, steel seems to be a fairly valuable resource that we don't have a lot of opportunity to get. Iron and charcoal make steel in the induction smelter. And the witch's oven, yeah, whatever. And the other one is basically steel dust makes steel, but that's no point. And pulverized iron also makes steel. So pulverized iron, or iron ingots, all the same really, make steel in the same recipe. And the only other ways to make steel is basically in the liquid castings here, making stuff like this go smelted down, steel bits stuff smelted down, yeah. Nothing there that I can use unless I've got steel in the first place. I can smelt down steel. You can smelt down nether pig iron ore. And that's how we've been getting all our steel so far, is by digging out pig iron from the nether to make steel, because we haven't had access to charcoal yet. And the other thing is steel dust, which is manganese, and we haven't really found a lot of manganese. I can't remember actually finding any manganese yet. Manganese and iron dust makes steel dust, which, okay, that's good, we can use that, but I can't find any way other than pig iron to make steel. So this is the new way I can make steel, is by iron, which we've got plenty of iron, and charcoal. And you gits can stay right away from my base right now, or I'm going to shoot someone. I think they're okay. Right. So, I've got a lot of crafting to do, because some of the materials and things that I need are going to be quite laborious crafting recipes, because this is Blood and Bones, and nothing is made easy in Blood and Bones. So we've got a large thing to set up. I want to bring those pipes down here into storing into a wood facility. I'm also going to get rid of this, because it never really does anything. Having a squid farm in the middle of the ocean is not a very clever plan. You really need a squid farm in the middle of a desert or something where there's no other water sources. I was hoping to attract the attention of the lycanite mobs that spawn in water, but we haven't had any of those either. So I'm going to rip all this out and use this power supply, which is powered by coal at the minute, to kickstart things. And then have a similar system that we've got over here with the survivalist engines to take charcoal and burn charcoal to create power for the system. So I've got a bit of cleaning out to do. I've got to clear this area out underneath the tree farm, bring all the wiring, all the piping down from the tree farm to automatically bring all of the wood materials down here and leave all the saplings up there. And I've also got to do a fair bit of crafting. So I've got a fair few materials on me already. Let me just get some food and I'll show you what I'm crafting, and then I'll go away and I'll just get it done. Right, so first off is the basic sawmill. A sawmill is going to cost us a cobalt axe, a load of bronze as well. Redstone reception coil, which is easy enough. We've got plenty of those materials. And the machine frame. Now the machine frame uses steel, and motors use steel and a bit of aluminium and a bit of copper and all that. All that's fairly easy to make once you've got the materials. We've got some of this left over. This is basically all of our steel and all of our hepatism. And we need to be able to make all of the things like hepatism in the future as well. Sure, yeah, something. I think it's just skeletons going into here. Yeah, that's right. It does get me nervous, this mod pack. I'm going to get some food. Yeah, you can die up there, that's fine. Let's have some of this. I don't think I've had any of this for a while. Let's have a snack of rice. And, well, let's have some of that. Why not? Zucchini bake. That's quite nice. There we go. So then, after I've made the saw, which is going to cost me a fair bit of this steel that I've already got, and a fair bit of the hepatism that I've already got, I can make the sawmill. And from the sawmill, I can make sawdust. And from the sawdust, I can handcraft the compressed sawdust and cook it to make more charcoal, so that I can then cook iron and charcoal to make more steel. The hepatism's slightly different, but there we go. I've also got some auto crafting that I want to try and do as well. Cyclic assemblers, they take another machine frame, a brass chest, some tin gears, and another reception coil, and that's pretty useful for automating the process of turning the sawdust into compressed sawdust. And in order to use the cyclic assembler properly, I'm going to need a machinist's workbench. And a machinist's workbench is another brass chest, some copper ingots, some hepatism, a schematic, which is easy, and a crafting table. So that's not too hard. The schematic itself is paper, and, well, I can use lapis, I presume. Yep, lapis, there we go. So I've got that as well, and then it all goes into a furnace to make charcoal, and then I'm going to stick it in a jabber barrel. So I've got to carefully use this hepatism. This hepatizon, it requires bronze and gold to make 4. So I can make some more of that as I need it easily enough, but it would be nice to be able to make this in an induction smelter as well, if I could. Bronze and gold together in an induction smelter, but I'm not sure if we can make it in an induction smelter. I may need to pulverize it down and make it. So then we can just put bronze and gold into a chest, and it will automate making the hepatism for us. That's the plans, and doing that somewhere in this area so that we can just literally lay our hands on the ingots, the alloys that we need very quickly instead of having to craft them. So I'm going to get on with sorting this area out and bringing down all the supplies, and then we can do a bit of automation. I'll be back in a bit. Alright then, well, I think I've got everything that I need. Just finishing touches here. Popping some more cables down here. So far the farm is up there, and I'm bringing all of the wood items. The items that it can store down here will all come down to these guys, right? Upstairs, like the extra overflow barrel and all that sort of stuff, is on dense mode, so it won't send the wood down from there. Should send everything down that I want to come down, and carry on sending all the other saplings and stuff into the planters. Should, in theory, yeah. So the rubber saplings will start going to there, but we're going to change all that around in a bit anyway. I just wanted to make sure that I've got the output from the farm down to here in some sort of sensible manner that I can take, right? And now I want to get these guys to eject out. I didn't want to get that one. I want these guys to eject out so that they can feed the sawmill. So the first thing I want to put down is the sawmill. I'm going to put the sawmill just here because that'll feed down into the sawmill, and we'll accept blue from the top, which is there. Actually, let's take that out. Blue from the top. Okay, we need to power it. So let's start by moving the power supply underneath here. I'm going to take those survivalist generators for now. In fact, there's a cheaper route that I might as well use, which is straight across under here. May as well be as efficient as I can with these pipes. They don't come cheap. Right, and then pop some of that and some of that back under here. There we go. Right, so not going to use that space. Right, so we've got power to it. Yes, we have. Okay, and we've got potentially all of this sort of wood types going down into it. Now, I would prefer to have that, I suppose. Prefer to have the dolly. Well, I prefer to have the rubber wood a secondary, so we'll try and get the nearest first. I think that's what we'll do. Put the dolly back. There we go. So that way around, it doesn't really matter which one goes into there, just so long as those kinds of materials end up going down into this, right? And I'm going to turn all jungle wood and rubber wood, which also turns into jungle planks, by the way, into an output. And I do not have an output here. I'm going to have a cyclic assembler as an output, and I believe I need to give that some power as well. Yes, I do. So we give that a modest amount of power as well. There we go, and that should start filling up. Yep, okay. Does it keep filling up? Yes, that's all right now. At the moment, that's all being powered off what's left in this system over here. And while that system's off, this coal is not being located into the survivalist generators. So those survivalist generators are currently doing all this power for me. What I want to do is get another survivalist generator and pop it around in here somewhere to feed these guys with power directly from the charcoal they're producing. Next, I'm going to need a powered furnace next to that, I think. Yep, I think that'll do it. That rat just spawned in the dark area there. Well, bye-bye rat. Okay, so to use a cyclic assembler, we need a machinist workbench to make a pattern. And to make the patterns, we do something like that, schematics. We put the schematic onto there like that, and then we can write the recipe. So what I need to do next is use one of these on there, and I guess I should do it from behind as well. One of those from there. Right click on that, no blacklist, enabled all the time. That should start sending stacks down into there. I don't want it to send anything down into there though, so we'll get rid of that. And we'll tell that to get rid of all of its patterns, but we will receive items from that side. And then put that jungle wood back up there. So now this guy should be spewing out all of this stuff that I want to keep, right? I may need to move that as well, just as a precaution now. Take that and move it up to there, why not? And have I got another jabber barrel? No, I do not. But this will exit the jungle wood planks into a jabber barrel next to it. I think that'll work. But for the cyclic assembler side of things, I need to make the recipe for compressed sawdust. So I'm going to write that schematic. Now that's compressed sawdust. I'm going to put that into here. That schematic there will now force it, and anything that comes out will go that way to be straight into the furnace. And I'm going to have that so that it receives in from that side. I need a bit of power to that as well. And I need another jabber barrel. It's gaining power now, that's okay. And receiving from that side. And I probably want to output above. Yeah, if I output above, then I can have a generator next to it. So I'm going to output above. Let's see if we've got a couple of jabber barrels. I've got an idea for a jabber barrel as well. Once we've got ender pearls, then I can make jabber barrels link across to each other. So this jabber barrel here that's going to be taking the taking all of the sawdust from there. Actually, put that into there. There we go. That'll make it into that. That'll then go across to there and start making that, and then that'll go up into there. Awesome. Alright, so that's the basic setup. The other jabber barrel is going to go there, and that's going to have an output for that slot going into the jabber barrel. And that's our plank supply, our planks of wood supply. So the sawmill's basically going to take any and all jungle wood down and process it into planks. All the sawdust that is 100% chance of getting sawdust with every one of these processes will go over to the cyclic assembler. And the cyclic assembler, let me just change that, there we go. The cyclic assembler will then take the sawdust as it arrives and turn it into sawdust, compressed sawdust, and the compressed sawdust will go into the redstone furnace, which will then sort it all out and turn it into charcoal, and the charcoal will be there. And eventually it'll get through all of this. So as long as I do something in my farm upstairs to start growing the jungle wood, then this will be a complete process forever and ever and ever. And I think that is that part of the automation sorted. Now I need to get myself a survivalist engine, so I can get this survivalist engine to take it out and basically just feed power straight into the system here from charcoal. And of course, so a survivalist generator needs steel, like everything. It needs steel. It needs a steel furnace here. We need to make an iron. We need to make a bronze. We need to make copper. We need to make several tiers of furnace to get up to steel furnace, and then wrap a bit around it and put a leadstone energy cell in there. But now I want to test out to see if this induction smelter recipe actually works, because that's a thing that I need to get sorted. Let's turn that off. Alright. And boom. Steel. Awesome. Alright, I think I got it all sorted now. Yep, there we go. Alright, so leave that just running, making a few bits. Pretty much done with the steel for now. And let's head on back over and let's place this survivalist generator to give us some sort of power base for when this is run out. So it can either run off the survivalist generators from over there, or it can run off this one over here. If I place that... if I place that there, it should just give out power straight away, shouldn't it? Let's take some of that, put that into there. Survivalist can take that. Yes, it can. Build up a bit of power. Yes, it can. If I detach from down here, like so, it should now be a standalone system. It's taking power away, and it's giving power out. This is full of power. This is losing power, and this is losing power. So they're all losing power off it at the moment. But it should work. Should work in theory, shouldn't it? So we're good. Let's connect the two up together. So the two, there's technically 3 survivalist engines powering all this lot at the minute, which keeps it nicely topped up. There we go. Right, so next up we will have some more item ducts. And we'll go from there. We'll turn this one off. I have an item duct from there. We'll turn that one to filter out, and I guess I can put a lever on the back of this one, or above this one, to turn that on, so that it should just keep filling the survivalist engine with charcoal to keep that fully topped up and charged, which means that this can charge up and the other generators can charge up as well, and we have ourselves a complete setup. I may as well have it so that it's open at the back here, because we need something at least, don't we? Let's put those two there, and then we've got a little in and out bit there. Okay then, That's all good. Right. Now, the upgrade that I'm looking for is a Jabber upgrade. And I don't know if I can afford it right now. I want one of these Beast Space upgrades. Ah, that's not too bad. Requires an Ender chest, which is Eye of Ender, which we can make, or rather I can trade for. I can go and sell him a load of stuff to trade for an Eye of Ender and get that to make an Ender chest. I think I'm going to need 2 of them. So I'm going to need 2 more Ender chests, and pistons, they're easy enough to make. So I can go and get that sorted out. That might take me a little bit of time. I'm going to need 2 upgrades for that as well, though. So I'm going to need an upgrade here, which is brass and fence, no problem. And bronze and fences, no problem. So I can do those structural upgrades. And I also need this tuning fork, which requires an ender pearl, a straight up ender pearl. We can do it from magic essence, which may be a thing that I'll have to do in the future to get the ender pearls. Because I don't think we've killed an enderman yet. I don't think we've killed an enderman in the slightest. Okay, so from the base over there, we've got a little ender forest here. Now, apparently, you're supposed to get endermen spawning more regularly in an enderman's forest. Can't say that I've seen any yet, but I think I can wait till nightfall and hope for the best. It may not be a wise place to be, I don't know. But this resonant ender, what uses can I make of this? I can make Enderium blend, and I can bucket it up. I can make it end stone. I can do solid ender, used for beacon bases. But I can't make any ender pearls out of it. So it's okay. I'll just put it away for now. I'll take it back to base in case we need it for anything. But what I really need now is an enderman safe area. I've built a fortification out of the local trees. I'd basically cut down a few trees from close by so I could get a bit more of a range to be able to spot endermen while being inside this little close confines. Now, this could be just a death trap. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work or not yet. But I've got my bow and some arrows, and I've got my sword, and I can beat anything that comes into range that doesn't explode, and shoot anything that may explode. So all the creepers, they can die, and all of the zombies, they can bring it. An enderman is what I'm going to try and spot during the night. Okay, we've got a first looking contender, but it's a mirage one. And these mirage ones just sort of don't do much. Like that's probably a mirage. That original one back there is probably the real one. You don't know which one the real one is until it's on you. Ah, that was the real one. That was good. He spends all of his time just miraging out. You need to come over here right now. I think the flame on my sword is doing a thing. Oh, there's nothing. Hey, zombie. You can get out of it. Give us that block. Yeah, bring it on, all of you. Come on, I can take it all on. Until creepers come, and then I'm a bit screwed. You. I can hear you. Where are you? You over there. You need to come to me as well. Come on. You come over here. I want to hit you with my hatchet over and over again. Get over here. Yes. Yes, please. Okay, this might do it. Ender pearls, yes. And with a hatchet, I ended up getting an enderman head. Well, that's cool. Well, that's one ender pearl. I need at least another couple. So it is possible. you going to give me one as well? No? No? Okay. Alright, well, this is a valid tactic. I'm going to stay at it. Alright then, let's see if I can get this to work. So we're going to need all these upgrades and that. Okay, so we start off with 2 identical barrels. We give them upgrades, 2 identical upgrades, so they're both 1 slot extra. Then we give them the same identical upgrades there. That makes them 2 slots upgrades extra. And then this costs us 2 slots. So it uses 2 slots but makes them like that. Okay, so now they are both what's it called? B space barrels. So now I shift and right click that one, and then shift and then right click that one. No, that's not going to work. So shift and right click that one, and shift and right click that one. The barrels are resonating together. Oh, so if I put that in there, it should appear in the other one, right? No? Okay. How's that work then? Should be resonating together. Resonate together then. Resonate together. Resonate. You're supposed to be there. That's supposed to be in that one as well. That's how I understood it. Do I need a storage upgrade in them? I don't know. That one. That one. Barrel content is preventing it from resonating. Okay. That one. That one. Barrels are resonating together. Okay. So it's locked, and I've got that on. Right, so now let's try moving it around. Because as far as I know, that's all there is to it. Let's move that over here. Ah, there we go. So it didn't want to work when it was next to each other, but now it's over there, it's okay. So if I take one out of there, that also should have it taken out. Okay. This one now looks like a 0. Maybe it needs a block update of some kind. Let's see. If I place a block next to it. Block update? No. No. But it's definitely the same because I've got 63 in there, and if I shift, take one out at 62, put it in, there we go, 63 again. And this one, if I shift, I can take one out. Yeah, it's definitely there, it's just the numbers aren't updating quite so quickly. So I can take some out of here, like 9, and that number hasn't updated. But I can take some more out, and it works. Yeah, okay. So that is working in practice, yes. Okay, let's take this out of there. Why did it just drop all of the stuff? Did I not shift click it? Is that what the problem was? Do I need to shift click to take the contents as well? That's what they're about. Oh, no. This thing was stuffed, wasn't it? So take that and put that back on there. Okay. So now we've got that one, and this one is identical. Let's take this one. Let's put this away up here. And send this one all the way over to the workshop, which is where we're going to use it to make steel. Wow. All of that to make our job of making steel a hell of a lot easier. I don't know. This blood and bones, man. This blood and bones pack. Right, so now that is going to give us charcoal we need to come over here into the induction smelter and smelt steel. I can even go a bit further and start automating the induction smelter by just having like a barrel above it bringing the charcoal down from the charcoal manufacturing station, and just put a little hopper thing like Lewis has got here, just straightforward, going into the back of it to put the iron in. So when we want some steel, we've just got a full stack of the charcoal there already. Just need to put a few iron in. However many iron we want turning into steel, and it will make it for us. That is the plan for that. Well, that's it though. That's all I can do today. That's all I've got time for. That is it from me in this episode of Blood and Bones. I have, I've achieved some things in automation today, which makes me feel happy. The Blood and Bones mod pack isn't exactly about automation, and making things technical and expensive and all that. It's about survival. And we're doing rather well on the survival side, but I'd just like a few creature comforts, a few luxuries around the place. A few easy things, the things that we use the most. Like, we use a lot of steel. We need a way of generating steel fast. And that pig iron, searching the nether for pig iron every time you need some steel, that's not a thing for me. This is now how we make steel. And I am very pleased to say thank you for watching. I will see you next episode on Blood and Bones, done in 60 days.